Welcome crafters! Are you looking to create your own albums from scratch just using paper and tags? Well, I have just the tutorial for you. I'm going to teach you how to create this Woodland Friends DIY pocket album. In this album tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create a fun little closure using some graphic 45 tags. We'll also be adding some fun dimension to the front of our album using some fun embellishments, including our chipboard stickers and some of these chipboard laser cut fir trees. And then inside, I'm going to teach you how to create all sorts of interactive elements and 3 different pocket styles. So you can see here, right off the bat, we've got a really great side loading pocket, stuffed full of fun embellishments and great photo mats. So it's going to be a great opportunity to write your journaling and add your photos. And then we've got this flip top photo mat page, great for 3 different photos, as well as even adding some opportunities to use this back panel as a little tuck spot as well. So you can always tuck in things there. Also giving you even more opportunities to add your personal touches. And then here on the side, we've got a side loading pocket where you can put more journaling and ephemera cards and photos. And then we've got these triangle size pockets here, and then some layered chipboard pieces, and then just some nice deep pockets on the center. So these albums are gorgeous, done up with our Woodland Friends collection, of course, but I think that you could reuse this technique over and over again with any paper collection that you have, and it doesn't take a whole lot of supplies, which is the genius part about it. So that's what we're going to teach you in this tutorial, and of course with those leftovers you can create these cute little bookmarks. That there'll be a tutorial on these too, so you can find that tutorial in the links below. And for our Club G45 Volume 12, these projects have been created for us by the wonderful Maria Cole, and she always adds so many fun details but keeps it simple and elegant, which is why we love her projects so much. And when you pick up this kit, if you're already a Club G45 subscriber, this kit should be in the mail on its way to you. If you're not, you can pick up this kit on our website at g45papers.com, or you can check out our store locator there and find a local G45 retailer near you. We've got G45 retailers worldwide, so you can find our products wherever you are in the world. And so you'll be getting our Woodland Friends 12 by 12 collection pack. You get 16 of these double-sided 12 by 12 sheets and 2 cardstock sticker sheets. You're going to be getting our ivory tags. You get those in the square size, which you get 9 of those. And then in our cute little artist trading tag size, you'll get 12 in that pack. You'll also be getting these paper accents chipboard laser cut trees. So you get 6 of those fir trees. You'll get the Woodland Friends project sheet where you can create these projects step by step along with us in there. It's great to have the project sheets, so if you want to recreate these albums or the bookmarks using another collection, all the dimensions and all the details are in the project sheet, so it's easy to do that with whatever you have at home with those as well. And then you'll get our Woodland Friends chipboard and the Woodland Friends journaling and ephemera cards that come with 32 of those. You get 16 4x6s and 16 3x4s. So you'll get oodles of products to create these projects. So you'll have leftovers left over where you can even do some fun things with those. So go ahead, grab your supplies, pick up the kit, and join us for the tutorial. So let's start creating our DIY pocket mini album. So I've got my project sheet here. If you've picked up the kit, this will come with your kit. Otherwise, you can hop on over to our website, g45papers.com and hit up in that top right hand corner. There's an inspiration tab, and if you scroll to the bottom of that tab, there's a project sheet tab where you'll find over 30 different project sheets, including this one that you can download and print out at home. And then on there, it does list the different tools and supplies that you're going to need, such as 12 by 12 papers and tags. But you could create along with us using what you have at home, as long as you've got some tags and papers. And then for our tools, we're going to be using some liquid adhesive, some foam adhesives, a corner rounder, ruler, pencil, bone folder, paper trimmer, and scoreboard. Step 1, we're going to take the B side of our Woodland Friends paper, and we're going to cut out 6 of these to be 4 1/4 by 4 inches. And then taking our 6 pieces, I'm just doing 3 at a time, and I'm rounding out my corners using my corner chomper. But you can use any corner rounder you've got in your stash. And if you don't have a corner rounder, of course, you can always trace the tag bottoms and then just cut it out with scissors. Step 2, we're going to take the Be Happy B side and cut out 4 different squares that are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And step 3, we're going to take the Be Clever B side with these adorable little foxes and cut out 2 squares to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. For step 4, we're going to do one of my favorite things to do with graphic 45 paper, and it's to take one of these super fun cut apart pages that are filled with great framed imagery as well as borders, and cut this apart and into many pieces so we can use it as accents and embellishments to really bring our projects home. So the first thing we want to do here is just cut off the info strip. It is fun. A lot of our Graphic 45 brand ambassadors even keep these little strips and use some of these sentiments to put on their little albums or cards, just to say little messages, which is a fun little pro tip. But we're going to kind of start to pull this apart. I know that I want this border for this album. We're also going to be using these 2 borders here. So I'm just going to start to unlock all my pieces. And it's kind of a puzzle to do it so you can really maximize your papers. So I know I'll be using this blue border on my second project, where we'll be making these cute little bookmark tag trios. So I'm going to cut that out and then put that aside for my bookmarks. And that'll be the same with this bottom border, but to really maximize everything, this is just kind of how I'm going to need to unlock it all. So this again we'll use for our bookmark trio. And then now I can get into these 2 pieces that I need. So I'm going to be using this blue border, Everyone Needs a Friend, for this album, as well as these cute pink bunnies. All right, so now these are going to be great to use later, or later in our album or for other projects. I want my green border to be Simply Enjoy It All. And I want to cut this in half, so I'll have 2 6-inch pieces. And then I want this Everyone Needs a Friend to also be 6 inches. And you can see I have a little bit of pink showing here, so I'm going to take my fine tip scissors and just clean that up a bit. And then our pink bunnies, I want to have 2 pieces that are going to be 4 1/2 inches long. Perfect. And then I even have one cute little bunny left over that you could fussy cut and use somewhere else on the album as well. Step 6, with this leftover paper, we've cut a piece to be 3 inches by 6 inches. And then we are going to score this on the 3-inch side at 1 inch and 2 inches. Score at 1 inch and 2 inch. Step 7, we're taking a piece of craft cardstock and we're going to cut 2 pieces out that are going to be 4.5 by 9 inches. And then on the 9-inch side, we'll go ahead and score this at 4.5 inches on both pieces. Step 8, we're taking our Be Beautiful, the B side of this beautiful paper, and we've cut off the info strip. So we have got a 12 by 12 inch piece. And now we are going to score across the top vertically at 6 inches. And then we'll rotate and score again at 6 inches. So we've got a score line going down both horizontally and vertically at 6 inches. And now we are going to score or fold this in half on that horizontal line. So we've got it hamburger style. And go ahead and crease on your score lines. So now we have created our page 1 and page 2. So we can go ahead and fold again. And then once you get everything laying nice and flat after you've creased on your edges, we can go ahead and add our liquid adhesive. We're going to be doing this on the bottom of our 2 pages. So we'll be creating 2 side-loading pocket pages. So I'm just going to crease the center with my finger and then work out one side at a time, just making sure everything is lying flat. You can see with my first attempt, I've got some bubbling going on. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and open this up from the inside bottom. Like so. And now I'm going to try to fix this. So you can see it is, you know, not looking the best on the inside, but this is going to be glued as a pocket, so it's nothing to worry about. So before it's all glued down, I'm going to just be going over my score lines, making sure I can get this as nice and flat as possible. That's looking much better, so let's try this again. Again, I'm just adding some liquid adhesive just across the bottom, so we will be creating our nice side loading pockets. And then just taking my finger right down the center of our pages, and now I'm just going to work out from there. Just kind of holding down my top corners. Now let's just clean this bottom up a bit. So now I have fixed the problem and my pages are lying flat. And then we'll take the second Be Beautiful paper and do the exact same process. And these ones will be for pages 9 and 10. And then we'll do the same process for step 10 with our Be Curious paper. And I have creased on all my score lines really well, going in both directions. That way, just kind of helping the movement of my papers. And now I can go ahead and adhere my top to my bottom, creating some pocket pages. And again, just kind of making sure everything is nice and flat while we burnish this together. Step 11 for Be Wild. We are going to, we've cut off the info strip on this one, and again, we'll score at 6 inches on the vertical and horizontal sides. And now I'm just going to crease on those score lines. Starting in the center and working out. And once I have those creased, I want my paper to be right side up. And now I am going to take my bottom right and bottom left corners and fold them on a diagonal to the center point. And once you fold that down, just make that fold nice and crisp, and then we'll do the same with our left-hand side. And then these will fold up like so. And then after you've done that, you just kind of want to work all your creases, just folding this close together and just trying to get this nice and to lay as smoothly as possible. So it's not hard, but it does take a little bit of TLC just to get everything laying how you want it to. And then also just another note, so you can see here I have a little overlap that's kind of causing this some trouble to lay flat. So I'm just going to take my scissors and do a little bit of trimming here just to trim out some of that bulk, so this will lay a little bit flatter. So I've done that with one side, and just to be consistent, I'll do it with the other side as well. So this is just my inside flap, just cutting out a little bit of that bulk so everything will lay down nice and smoothly. So once I've worked this out to the point where I like it, where it's laying flat, then we can go ahead and take our liquid adhesive and we can adhere down just that top tip of that triangle here. You can see I did go a little overboard, but I'll just take my damp paper towel and wipe away any excess. And while that's still wet, I do want to make sure I'm still kind of working my page now that it's been adhered, that it's still looking good and smooth. And now we've created pages 3 and 4. Step 14, we're going to repeat that same process, creating some of those triangle pages with our Be Kind bunny paper. Now we've created pages 7 and 8. Step 15, we're going to take our 2 craft cardstock pieces that we've scored in half, and we are going to take our plaid and fox squares. And our plaid square is just going to go on the bottom portion of our craft rectangles. And the foxes will just go on the top. And then we are going to fold these over and we'll decorate our front panel. So we want our foxes to be right side up when we have it this way, and then we're folding that over, and underneath those foxes we're going to take our last 2 plaid pink squares and adhere those on the front. And then taking 2 chipboard trees, we're going to take a small one and a large one. And these are going to adhere onto our pages. And I'm going to have just a bit of my tree branches hanging off on this one to the right, and my trunk just a little bit off the bottom of my little flip top page, like so. And then with my other one, I've taken that large tree and I've put it on the left hand side and had it hanging off the page just a bit from the left and bottom. Step 17, we're going to take 6 of these square ivory tags, and then we're taking those Woodland Friends B-side papers that we cut earlier that are 4 1/4 by 4 inches. And these we just adhere, gotta take out a little stopper. These are just going to adhere right onto those square tags. Just making sure that the longer side, the 4 1/4 side, is horizontal. And then we're taking about 12 inches of some ivory seam binding. You can use whatever ribbon or twine you have in your stash that coordinates, or you can even just leave it like this and it's still going to turn out super cute. So if you are adding some ribbon at this point, I've taken my 12 inches of ribbon and just folded it in half, and then the part that is creased in half, I'm just going to thread through my grommet. So now my loop is coming out the back, and then I'm going to tuck those tails through that loop and pull. So at this point, if you wanted, you could even just keep it like this. If you were going to do that and just have these cute little pulls like this, I would advise using quite a bit less ribbon, maybe only 6 inches or so. But we're going to tie this into a bow. So I'm creating 2 bunny ears. And now I've crossed one over the other and tucking my loop into the hole we've created. Now I'm just going to position my bow how I'd like it before I tighten it all the way. The great part about the bunny ears method is that you have a lot of control over how your bow lays. So you can really manipulate these end tails to be positioned downwards and your loops to be nice and right side up. Once you have it how you like it, you can go ahead and take your scissors and just trim our tails, making them nice and neat. Step 18, we're going to locate these ephemera cards. So we've got 2 of these Dear Friend ephemera cards that are 4x3, and a Be Wild, and Everyone Needs a Friend. And then we're going to locate some cute little chipboard pieces. And if you've got some nice scissors, you can always trim off your those little nubbins with your fine tip scissors, or you can sand them off using some sandpaper, however you want to do it. And then these are going to adhere as some little fun pull tabs. So I'm only going to adhere them halfway down, and then the squirrel is going to be on our Be Wild. So it does poke off the top just a bit, and then adhere your chipboard pieces down like we have here. Step 19, we're going to find these 4 ephemera cards. Keep on dreaming, the Dear Friends with a squirrel on the back, Dear Friend with mushrooms, and this Be Curious owl, and then these following stickers. And then we're going to take our stickers and add these to our ephemera cards, creating some cute little pull tabs. So that's why we have, most of these have a coordinating one that we can stick one on top of the other on the front and back. However, we're going to do with this one long bunny rabbit, this one we are going to be folding in half. So we'll put it on to the right hand side of our Dear Friends squirrel, and then just go ahead and fold these cute little bunnies right in half. And add the rest of your stickers onto your ephemera cards. You can see here I misaligned by a little bit, so I'm just going to trim to fit. Step 20, we are taking our pages 1 and 2, and we're going to open this up. So this will be page 1 and page 2, and then taking this The World is Yours to Explore ephemera card that's 4 by 6. I've added adhesive in a U shape, and then this is going to adhere flush with the left hand side and the top and bottom of our page 1. And then I'm going to grab one of my tags and my Dear Friends ephemera card, and these are going to tuck right into our page number 1 pocket. For page 2, I'm taking my cute little pink bunnies that we cut out, and these are going to be in the center about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And then I'm going to take my flip top page that we've created, one with the smaller of the 2 trees, and I'm just going to adhere the top and the bottom back that has the craft side. And this will be flush with those cute little bunnies. So the bottom of our flip top page will be just right on top of flush with those bunnies, and then should be about 1/4 of an inch from the top there. And we only put adhesive on the top and bottom. That way, if you do want to slide in some other things, more photos or keepsakes or ephemera cards, you can do that there as well. Step 21, we're working on pages 3 and 4. So from our stickers, we're going to grab this large deer sticker, and that's going to go on our triangle pocket, just right in the center towards the bottom. And then taking our heart chipboard piece, we'll just adhere this, just overlapping that cute circle, giving us some nice dimension and really showing us how to use these cute embellishments to their fullest. So we'll do a similar design over here with the Be Wild sticker. And then this cute little fox chipboard. So once we've added some embellishments down there, now we can just add some cute little tags and ephemera cards to tuck into our triangle pockets. So I'm going to take 2 of those square tags and this Keep Dreaming ephemera and the Dear Friends with the bunny tabs, and those are going to tuck right into our pages 3 and 4. Step 22, We're working on pages 5 and 6, the blue squirrels. And we're going to be taking these two 6x4 horizontal ephemera cards, and I've just added some adhesive in a U shape on the back of this one. And it will adhere just flush with the bottom and left-hand side, making sure I don't overlap my center. And then we'll adhere this one down the same way on the right-hand side. So making sure it's flush with the right-hand side and bottom. And then we're going to take this Simply Enjoy It All border we cut out earlier, and that will just be flush with the top of our pocket, adding some nice distinction from where the pocket begins and ends. Now taking these two ephemera with the chipboard, they're going to tuck right into our pockets. And now we're going to work on pages 7 and 8. Oh, it's similar to our other triangle page, so we're just going to repeat that method, taking this cute little frame sticker. And I'm going to put this insert in mine, but if you wanted to leave that blank, you could also use it to add a little label for maybe for the recipient of this, or just to describe the photos or your album. And then taking our bunny chipboard, this will adhere, overlapping over there. And now we're taking another sticker. This one reads, "You make my world happy." And this cute little raccoon frame, or you could do the same if you wanted to pop out that little raccoon and use this as a little label holder. You could do that as well. Now we're going to stuff our pockets. So each triangle pocket gets one of those adorable square tags, and then we're going to stuff the Dear Friends into the left-hand side and our Be Curious Owl on the right. Now we're working on pages 9 and 10. I'm taking this cute 4x6 squirrel ephemera card, and this is going to be flush with the right-hand side and top and bottom. And I've just adhered in a U shape, creating my little pocket here. And then we're going to take that bunny border we've got left. Again, this is going to be on the center of my page 9, about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And then we're going to take our last flip top paper or page, and again, just adhering on the top and bottom. That's flush with our bunnies. And now we're going to take our last tag, stuff that in our squirrel pocket, and our last ephemera with the chipboard. That's going to go right inside there as well. Now we're going to take 2 of our artist trading tags and score these at 2 1/4 from the bottom of the tag. So here's the bottom of our tag, and we'll score at 2 1/4. And now just go ahead and fold on those score lines. And these are going to be what's tying our album closed. So I have my papers in order. It doesn't matter too much at this point, just making sure that we've got our cover. So our cover has the left loading pocket. And I'm going to adhere one of these, the big 2 1/4 inch side flat, inside my side loading pocket. So we've got our side loading pocket right here, and I want it to be, I'm just going to slide that right inside, and I want it to be up the on the top paper, just right in the center, and get it going to right where I've put my score line. Making sure that's going to just fold nicely flush there with our page. Once you find your placement that you like, you can go ahead and burnish that down. And then we'll do the same with the back page. So our back page has the right loading pocket on our back cover. So add my adhesive to the 2 1/4 inch flap, and then this will go on the outside, or it's in my pocket, but adhering to that back page like so. So I want to make sure that these are pretty much aligned with each other. So before I really get that down, make sure I like my placement, which I do. Now just make sure I can fold this nice and flat, which it folds perfectly. So now I can just get a nice good bond there. So I've got pages 3 and 4 here, and I'm going to close that. So I've got my page 3 back, and I'm going to add adhesive. I'm going to leave about half an inch from the spine and then go all the way to the edge. And I'm using a liquid adhesive for this. You could use a score tape. You just do want, if you are using a score tape, you want to make sure that you're using a good amount and you're getting a nice bond. So next I'm going to take my pages 1 and 2, and this is going to adhere right on top of our page 3. So making sure my pages are meeting beautifully. I do need to adhere this close a little bit better. Okay, that was just my pocket that I'd ripped open a few times, making sure I could get it nice and smooth. So just adding a bit more adhesive to get a secure closure there. And now I'm just going to pinch all those edges closed and work this. Now I've added adhesive to the back of my page 5, just like I did before, and this will adhere to the back of page 4. Just making sure everything is lining up beautifully. And now we'll adhere the back of page 7 to the back of page 6. And then we'll adhere page 9 to the back of page 8. So we do want to make sure our page 8 and 9 top left and bottom left corners are nice and flush. And then burnish that down. So now you should have your album all put together like this, where you've got your pages going in order and you've got your spine exposed. And you can see this is why we didn't take our adhesive all the way to the end, leaving that ½ inch to an inch. That way our spine has a little bit of room to breathe and to allow for the chipboard and some of the inserts and everything that we've added in there. Take this Be Carefree paper that we cut and scored earlier and add adhesive just to the left and right hand sides. So leaving the center unadhered. This is going to cover our spine up, making our album nice and secure. So once I've added my adhesive, I can adhere this to the front of my cover, making sure that that first scored area to that 1-inch mark is nice and flush with the top and bottom of our cover, and then it's going to fold right where our spine goes, and then this will fold around to our back. And then the back's a little bit trickier to adhere down, so once you've got the front done, I'm just going to add some more adhesive to my back panel, and I want to make sure that this is also flush with my back cover. So I've got my two corners nicely matched up, and once I've done that, I can push down, making sure I'm getting a nice bond. So let's open this up, and just using your bone folder or your fingers, we can just make sure we're getting out any air bubbles and really getting a good bond with our spine piece. So it should end up looking a little something like this. Step 31, we are going to decorate our cover. So we're going to take this beautiful deer ephemera card that's a 4x6, and we're going to adhere this about 1 inch from the right hand side of our cover. And then we're going to take that Everyone Needs a Friend blue border we cut out earlier, and that's just going to be flush with the left-hand side of our deer. And then from the stickers, I've got this cute little pink scallop sticker, and that's going to go just flush next to our blue. And I want to center this so it's not as long as the cover, so just finding that good sweet center spot and adhere that down. Now we're going to adhere some chipboard trees down. So first I'm going to take this long and tall skinny guy, and it's going to adhere just flush with the right hand side, making sure I don't really cover too much of my cute little deer's face. And then I've already prepped my chipboard tree and added some foam adhesive. I've added just a single layer on these two and then a double layer on the bottom. And now I'm going to just layer this on top of my first chipboard tree, making sure not to cover up that cute little deer's face too much. And now we're going to just do some more decorating. So I know that I'm going to add this to the bottom here, and then we'll be adding a sticker over the top of this. So I didn't add layered adhesive all the way throughout because it's going to go on top of this tree about here and then connect down here. And then taking this "The World is Yours to Explore" sticker, that's going to be our sentiment for this album. And of course, if you want to personalize this little label holder, you can go ahead and do so and write in what your keepsake memories are going to be on the inside there. So that would be a great place to use that little label holder to put, maybe a camping trip from 2020 or whatever maybe a birthday album, whatever you're going to be using it for. And then taking this cute little bunny frame, this little bunny is going to go right in this top left-hand corner of our ephemera. And then I'm taking a few of these cute little mushroom circle chipboards, And we're just going to put those right over our little tag holes. So there you have our cover. It's nice and dimensional. It's got some nice good shadowing going on, and a great way to use up your embellishments and fun in different ways. Step 32, we're going to take 6 of our large ephemera cards, and we are just going to stuff our side loading pockets with those cute ephemeras. Those are going to be great for adding extra journaling or using them as photo mats. Just making this album, even though it doesn't have too many pages, it's going to be super useful, where you're going to be able to store lots of photos in here. And then our last step is to take some coordinating ribbon. I've got about 16 inches of ivory satin ribbon here, and I'm going to thread this through the bottom coming out the top, through our top tag, and then from our bottom cover tag, I'm going to thread it through the top of the tag coming out the bottom. So this, when I pull it together, it will nicely line up like so. And then I can find my center point and go ahead and tie this in a bow. Voila, there you have it. A gorgeous dimensional DIY pocket album. So I hope that you've learned a few new tips and tricks with us today, and that you try this out again using another paper collection. We love that this takes minimal supplies to create such a nice, fun, and dimensional interactive album. Be sure to share your projects with us on Instagram using that graphic45 hashtag, or go ahead and join us on our Graphic45 official community page on Facebook, where you can share your projects and videos with other graphic 45ers out there. And of course, if you're looking for more fun tutorials like this one, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you get alerted each and every time we upload a new video. And then, of course, jump on over to our next tutorial, where we're going to teach you how to take the leftovers from this project to create these super cute and inspirational bookmarks. As always, we thank you for joining us, and happy paper crafting.